And just like with the second function when we copied the first one, let's just start out by copying the second function and pasting it below. So what are we going to do first? Let's change its name to the third PV function, change the output also to third PV function. All right, so we made that update. Now what changes do we want to make here? Well, now we want to, instead of hard coding these values in, we want to make them come from the user. So this is where we can put them back inside these parentheses to indicate that the user is going to supply these variables to us. So in this case, I'm just going to copy future value as double. We'll paste that in there. And then I'm going to copy number of periods as double. Put a comma and paste that in there. So now we have three variables. Interest rate is double, future value is double, and num periods is double, all separated by commas. And now we know we need basically those three variables to come in from the user. Because these variables are already defined right here, we no longer need these statements. So let's get rid of those. And now our calculation should work just fine. Let's flip over to Excel to check that out. As we come down, let's type in third PV function. Our first argument is interest rate. Our second argument, whoops, we didn't lock it quite. We need our comma. Our second is the number of periods. Lock that. And finally, our future value. So when we hit enter, now we see we're not exactly getting the right value. We're getting 0.9070. So let's go back and see what might be happening. Notice it doesn't line up with our Excel PV function yet. As we flip back over, we see that I did interest rate, future value, num periods. Let's check what I did in the Excel file. In the Excel file, I did interest rate, num periods, future value. So I flipped these two around. So if we reorder those, let's flip everything around a little bit here. I think I just undid it again. So we flip our order, and now we're getting the proper value. Now, as we change the number of periods, or we change the future value, those two functions are staying equal to each other because they're built the same way. Notice we haven't incorporated that periodic cash flow or that cash flow timing quite yet. We'll do that once we start into our fourth function.